Zero may look like nothing, but it changed everything. Let's explore the power of zero, from its origins in ancient mathematics to its role in modern science.
Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are going to talk about a number that was once a dangerous, even forbidden idea, but somehow went on to build our entire modern world. And that number is zero.
So let's dive right in. How can nothing be one of the most powerful inventions ever? It sounds crazy, right? Well, we're about to go on a journey to uncover the story of zero. It's a number that's so fundamental to our lives now that we barely even notice it. But trust me, without it, the world you know would be completely unrecognizable. To really get why zero is such a big deal, you have to do a little thought experiment with me. I want you to imagine a world that doesn't have it. A world where the whole idea of nothing wasn't just missing, it was actually a scary philosophical problem. Think about it. For early civilizations like the ancient Romans or Egyptians, numbers were real, tangible things. They were tools for counting your sheep, your soldiers, your coins. The idea of counting something that wasn't even there, it was just weird. It was unsettling. How can nothing be a something you use in a calculation? It was a real head-scratcher. And here is where you really see the practical problem. Without a zero to act as a placeholder, telling numbers apart could be super clumsy and confusing. Just look at this. With our system, zero makes it perfectly clear that 101 is totally different from 11. But the Romans, they had to rely on a whole different set of symbols. It made doing any kind of serious math incredibly difficult. But, that need for a better way, a clearer way, led to one of the biggest breakthroughs in all of history. A simple little mark that would eventually become a true number was about to be born. Okay, so the idea started small, really small. The ancient Babylonians used a little mark, kind of like punctuation, just to show an empty space in a number. But it wasn't a number itself. The real magic happened in 7th century India. That's where our hero, zero, was truly born as a number in its own right, thanks to an amazing mathematician named Brahmagupta. So these brilliant Indian mathematicians gave nothing a name. They called it shunya, which means void or empty. And this, right here, was a huge leap in thinking. They decided to treat nothingness not as just an absence, but as a presence, a real, actual number with its own job to do. Brahmagupta basically wrote the first ever instruction manual for zero. He laid out the rules for how it behaves. Adding or subtracting zero doesn't change a thing. Multiplying by zero, well, that gives you zero. He built the foundation for everything we do with it today, although he did get one little thing wrong. He said 0 divided by 0 is 0, and that's a puzzle we're definitely going to come back to. So now zero is armed with its new powers, and it starts this long, difficult journey to the West. But this was an idea so revolutionary that a lot of people saw it as dangerous. From India, zero made its way to Baghdad, which at the time was the heart of the Islamic Golden Age. A mathematician there named Al-Khwarizmi used it to create a whole new kind of math, something he called algebra, which, you guessed it, is what we now call algebra. Much later, an Italian mathematician named Fibonacci brought this powerful new system, zero and all, to Europe. Now, you'd think everybody would just welcome this amazing new tool, right? No. A lot of people in Europe were deeply suspicious. The idea of a void, of nothing, actually being a something, was seen as heretical. It went against religious teachings about a perfect, full creation from God. It even flew in the face of ancient Greek philosophy, like Aristotle's belief that nature abhors a vacuum. But, you just can't keep a good idea down. And its power was undeniable. Once people finally accepted it, zero didn't just change math. It literally built the foundations of our modern world, from how we use money to how we understand the universe. And here's the real kicker. Fibonacci's book was a complete game changer for business. It showed merchants and bankers how to use zero for really complex stuff, like calculating interest rates and keeping their books balanced. You could say that zero helped pull Europe out of the financial dark ages and paved the way for modern economics. And its influence just kept exploding from there. Zero is the origin point on every graph, right? The starting line for measuring anything. It is absolutely essential for calculus, which helps us describe motion and change. From Isaac Newton's laws all the way to Einstein's theory of relativity, our entire description of the universe depends on having a point to start from, zero. But maybe, just maybe, zero's greatest role is the one it's playing right now, at the very heart of your computer, your phone, and the internet itself. Binary code, the fundamental language of all digital technology, is built on just two things, 0 and 1. And what's so wild is how simple the core idea is. Look at this. Every letter, every character gets assigned a number, and then that number is translated into a unique string of zeros and ones. In the language of computers, 0 just means an electrical switch is off, and 1 means it's on. That's literally it. Just stop and think about that for a second. That movie you streamed last night, your favorite playlist, every single app on your phone. It's all just an unbelievably long and complicated sequence of offs and ons, of zeros and ones. That is the power of zero. It took us from counting on our fingers to creating entire digital universes. So, for all its incredible power, there is one thing that zero absolutely cannot do. It has a kryptonite. There's one rule that if you break it causes total chaos, in math and even in the real world. So what happens when you divide by 0? The answer is, well, it's simple. You can't. It's just not allowed. In mathematics, division by 0 is officially undefined. It's not a number, it's not infinity, it's just a question that doesn't have a meaningful answer. This little cookie analogy on the slide makes it perfectly clear why. The question itself is just a logical impossibility. You can't give out cookies to 0 people. The whole operation is meaningless. And if you try to force an answer, you can break the laws of math and prove absurd things, like that 1 equals 2. And believe me, this isn't just some abstract problem for mathematicians to worry about. Back in 1997, a single division by 0 error in the software of the warship USS Yorktown shut down its entire network. It caused the ship's whole propulsion system to fail. A tiny, misplaced 0 left a massive warship completely dead in the water. So, the next time you happen to see a 0, maybe just give it a little nod of respect. Remember its incredible journey, from a feared, weird idea of nothing, all the way to becoming the hidden architecture of pretty much everything in our modern world. It's a powerful reminder that sometimes the very biggest ideas can start from what looks like nothing at all.
If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss a new lesson.